Okay, this is Math 1000, Chapter 7, Section 7-1. These are your radical expressions, and you're going to evaluate them. So, for problem number 11, it's broken up into 4 sections, A, B, C, and D. And these are all of the indexes are 2, because you do not see an index here. So if the number underneath the radical sign, if the index is even, if the index is even, the radicand must be a positive number. Otherwise, you can't. It's not a real number. So you're looking for the square root on problem A, for problem 11A. B, C, and D. So for A, the square root of 9 is 3. For B, they're asking you to take the square root of 9, which is 3, but then multiply it by -1. So this answer is -3. This one you can't do because you can't take the square root of a negative number because the index is even. You can't think of 2 numbers that multiply to give you that are the same that multiply to give you -9. So this one can't do. And this one obviously you can't do. Don't multiply these 2 together. Some people think you multiply them together and get a positive. This isn't, can't do that. Same with 12. Again, you've got square root of 16, which is 4. This would be -4. This one you can't do because it's an even index. And this one you also can't do. Okay, so I'm going to do the columns going down like this. Number 13 going down. The cube root of -64. What 3 numbers multiply together? Can you do the cube root of a negative number? Yes, you can. The index can be odd and have a negative number here. So this would be -4. The 5th root of a negative number, -1. What 6 numbers that are negative, that multiply to give you -64, you can't do that. You can't have a negative number if the index is even. 29, square root of 1, and the square root of 25 is 1/5. And 33, the square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 49 is 7. Next column. 3 numbers that multiply that are the same that give you 125 is 5. 5 of the same numbers that multiply to give you -1 is -1, and then multiply that by -1. -1 times -1, now that gives you a +1. Do you have 4 of the same number that multiply to give you a negative number? You can't do that. You can't have an even index and have a negative. And this same thing, can't have an even index and a negative number. Can't do it. What 3 numbers multiply to give you 8? That'd be 2. And cube root of 27 is 3. Can you take the cube root of a negative number? Absolutely. You get -5. The 5th root of 1 is 1. What 3 numbers multiply together to give you 343? That would be, I believe, -7. Cube root of 1/8 is 1/2. The cube root of -8 over 27 is -2/3. The cube root of -125 is -5, and then multiply that by -5. So it's +5. The 2 negatives cancel out. 64. what 6 numbers multiply that are the same that give you 64? My guess is it's 2. Let's check it out. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 16, 32, and 64. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, 32, 64. The answer is 2. 11, negative 1/2. And that one you can't do because it's a negative number in an even root. The absolute value ones, basically all you really need, we did some of them in class. All you have to do, what's the square root? What's the 7 squared? You can think of it that. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Square root of 7 is 40. 7 squared is 49, and then you can take the square root of that. Or you can think of it as what's the absolute value of that, which is 7. So we did some of these in class. Negative 3 squared is 9, and then, so the answer is 3. So these answers, this would be 119. This would be 119. This one would be 235.23. This one would be 0.06. So whether it's a negative or a positive, the answer is going to come out positive using the absolute value. And then 12/13. 51. 51. The answer would be x minus 8. 52, 8 plus 10. 55, it'd be 3x squared minus 1. 56, it'd be 7y squared minus 3y. Don't be too concerned about these. Okay? That is the end of 7.1.